Today I fucked up by working for 3 hours before realizing it's a holiday. I work for a big multinational software company. Since everyone is remote, geographical location is only a factor when figuring out time zones. Either people are chatting and working or they're just working quietly. There's not a lot of indication regarding what's going on in the rest of the team's company other than what we have on Slack or email. So this morning I drag myself into my office, settle in, and start doing my normal daily routines. Half my team is in Europe, half is on the West Coast, I'm East Coast US, so having quiet while I'm doing stuff in the morning is pretty normal. I run a couple tickets, do my daily stand-up, check-in, done via Status Hero, and get settled in to do some other projects, when my boss, in Ireland, pings me, "Punkster, you do know that you have off today, right?" US holiday, President's Day. Oh, well okay then. Everyone got a big laugh out of it, but because my status updates had already gone to our work channel on Slack, everyone knew I screwed up and was blithely working away during a holiday. My boss did a quick video chat and we laughed and he was totally cool with it. I have a great boss, but it was still embarrassing. On the grand scheme of things, not a major F up. But sheesh. Too long didn't read, didn't realize it was a holiday today, ended up working most of the morning. My boss was totally cool with letting me work for free. I'm glad I didn't get fired over it. Thanks. I was reading this with a WTF face. They should be happy, unless you start a process that depends on other people as well and you can't stop it. To be fair, not all businesses have today off. I dare say most businesses don't have today off. You guys get President's Day off. I'm here at work half working steam. Lol, I mentioned it in my stand-up meeting on Friday and there were 2 people who didn't know either. Last Friday, I offered a co-worker to schedule a meeting for today and she tells me it's a holiday. No wonder it's so open. I forgot it was President's Day, and drove over an hour in below freezing weather to the nearest army base to get some paperwork done. Thought the streets looked pretty empty, but figured that I got there after duty call. As I drove down the main strip, I saw a President's Day hours banner, and then it sunk in that everything I needed was closed today. Today I fucked up by trusting a stranger and letting him change my tire for me. Today I fucked up, that actually happened about 2 weeks ago. I needed to run into Walmart really quick on a Saturday. It's always busy on weekends so I parked pretty far away and decided to walk instead of try to find a close parking spot. I'm a female in my 20s, I was by myself. I ran in, grabbed what I needed and was out within about 20 minutes. When I walked out to my car I got in and a male in his mid-30s knocked on my window and let me know that my tire was flat. I got the creeps because I've heard plenty of horror stories of weird ways guys lure women out and grab them, but I wanted to check. I keep mace on my car keys so I made it obvious that I was holding my mace as I did. Sure enough my rear passenger tire was completely flat to the rim. He offered to help me change it. I said it was okay, that I would call AAA but he offered again and he seemed nice enough, so I accepted and said thank you. As he was changing my tire, he told me he saw me in Walmart and then asked me a lot of questions like how old I was and if I had plans, a boyfriend, and so on. I deflected most of them but I did tell him I had a BF and that my friends were expecting me. I noticed he had a gas can towards the front of what I assume was his car. I asked if he ran out of gas and he said yes but he forgot his wallet at home. Now looking back, I'm wondering why he'd be in Walmart without a wallet. It seemed like he was fishing for me to offer to give him a ride, which of course I would never do. But I did give him a little money towards gas and he insisted on trying to get my information so we could meet up and he could pay me back. I said no thank you, a good deed for a good deed, and I left it at that. As soon as my tire was done I got in the car and left. When the tire shop opened during the week, I went to get my tire fixed thinking it was simply a flat, but it turns out there were 3 intentional stab marks in the sidewall of my tire. I'm pretty sure this was not a coincidence and I think having my mace, keeping my distance, and saying people were expecting me saved me from something very terrible. I normally avoid Walmart at night, but this was broad daylight. Too long didn't read, Today I fucked up by trusting a strange man to change my tire, when it turns out he was the one that stabbed my tire and was probably going to try something shady if I had been more naive. For all the ladies reading this, don't be naive. Stay in your car and call AAA. Edit/update! Exclamation mark. I feel like I'm at an award show. Thank you kind strangers for all of the love and awards. I'm overwhelmed with how much attention this post got. I tried reading through most comments, but I'm going to address the most common replied here. I felt like today I fucked up was an appropriate thread because I feel like I was too nice and didn't want to offend the guy. I'm not going to ever feel that way again. I went to the police today. The officer I spoke with said something similar has recently been reported at this particular Walmart, so he is sending my info and description to the sergeant of the precinct in charge of that area. I should be expecting a call from him. Mace equals pepper spray. I should definitely look into the legality of carrying a medieval mace though. Playful face. Actually do know how to change my tire, put on chains, check my oil, etc. I even have changed my own alternator and brake pads. This particular day I was in a hurry and already ready to go see my friends, so I didn't want to get dirty. I have roadside assistance, so I figured I might as well use that. To the people saying this is fake, I really wish it did not happen. There is no point in lying to all of Reddit. I simply wanted to share my story because I really feel that had I been more naive, I might not be here today. I was going to post a pic of my tire, but I don't think I can since I didn't post this as a picture type of post. If you have roadside assistance, use it. If you're paying for it, you might as well get your money's worth. Personally, if I see someone whose car is broken down, I'll offer to help, but if someone refuses the help, I'm out of there. If someone is persistent, you should see them as a threat because something is up. In the future, the best thing you can do is ask him to leave, and if he does anything that seems out of character, you fucking scream and attract as much attention as possible. You are never overreacting because getting that attention and putting him on the spot may very well save your life. Thank you. It's so scary. You don't want to assume people are bad, but the way so many people are, I guess you just need to assume everyone is bad until they prove otherwise, at least in situations like this. I'm so sorry this happened to you. I helped a woman with changing a tire before. She had kids and I just happened to be waiting for my daughter, so I offered to help. I know it can be scary, so I did my best to keep the brief conversation light and worked as quickly as I could. I showed her where the hole was and explained where and how much it would take to plug it. I was really happy to be able to help someone out who needed it. Makes me mad that people take advantage and do things like this that cause people to be jaded to help out to receive it. Not everyone is like this, but I'm glad you're safe. Thank you. You sound like a kind person. I definitely don't want to walk around jaded, but at the same time I'm starting to feel like I really shouldn't trust any strangers. Flat tire on a car parked for 20 minutes, immediate something's not right here. That a passing stranger would notice it, unlikely. I said it was okay, that I would call AAA, but he offered again. Reading this made my palms sweat. Glad you're okay, op. You have good instincts. Openly grabbing the mace. This is the stuff of nightmares. File a police report. All Walmarts have cameras. The police can try to review footage and confirm if he stabbed your tire, and if so, hopefully get a plate number of his vehicle. Good idea. Had a similar thing happen to me. I'm almost positive the guy slashed my tire so he could then help me change my tire for money. It was 15 degrees outside and I locked myself in the car and waited while my husband drove 20 minutes to meet me. The guy waited outside my car. That was a very uncomfortable 20 minutes. Holy crap, what happened when your husband got there? Today I fucked up by eating a salad left behind by a customer. Obligatory. This happened 4 years ago. I used to be a waitress at an Uzbek restaurant in the US. A lot of our clientele was Russian/Eastern European. I'm fluent in Russian, so I would usually service the tables that didn't speak much English. Well, one Saturday night, I'm working the dinner rush. This is usually 4 to 5 hours of constant, non-stop work. It was a small restaurant with limited staff, so on busy nights, I'd also bus the tables. About 3 hours into the shift, I get a table of about 10 young Russian thuggish intimidating men, gopniks, if you will. They sat down, I took their orders, poured their vodka shots, and moved on to my next table. Let it be known that they brought their own vodka, about 4 to 5 bottles. Anyways, I eventually bring out their food, pour more shots, and keep working. About 30 minutes later, I look across the restaurant and see that the squad has left. They didn't pay the bill, but the owner of the restaurant was Russian, so I assumed they knew the owner and had an AB. This was not entirely uncommon. I start bussing their table and notice they left a salad completely untouched. Now, anyone that has worked in the restaurant business before knows that on really busy nights where you're moving non-stop, you get hungry, and you gotta take any opportunity for food that you can get. This was my favorite salad. I was exhausted and starving, and still had about 2 hours left in my shift. So, before bussing the table, I swipe the salad, take it into the back, and quickly shovel it down my gullet before getting back out onto the floor. I'm about to go finish bussing the table when a different table calls me over, and so I go and help that table. A few minutes later, I start heading back towards the squad's table, when to my horror, I see that the squad had returned. Y'all, they went out for a smoke. Because of course they did. Feel all the blood drain from my face as my heart boops its pants. I'm panicking about what to do. I can't place an order with the kitchen for another salad just because. Will the squad notice? What will they say? How will I explain? I calmly walk over and pour another round of shots. I'm waiting for them to ask about the salad, trying to prepare some BS excuse in my head. But they don't ask. Because thank God, they're hammered. They don't notice the missing salad. The evening goes on, the squad hangs around for a couple more hours, downing shots and taking smoke breaks. So far, so good. Now, time to bring the bill. The moment I've been dreading. They'll see the salad on the check, realize the salad at some point mysteriously disappeared, and start asking questions. Nope. They leave $500 cash for a $300 bill and stumble out of the restaurant. One of the men threw up outside the restaurant, and 2 more were starting a fight. The salad was the least of their concerns. As a precaution, I wait an extra 15 minutes before bussing their table. The coast is clear. I bus their table, and exhale for the first time in hours. All is well. Too long didn't read, working as a waitress at a Slavic restaurant in the US, get a table of Russian gangsters. They leave, so I eat a salad they left behind. Turns out they were on a smoke break. Managed to divert their attention by pouring them shots. I'm sort of interested by the fact that there are Uzbek restaurants in the US. There's one next to me. Oddly enough, all the Uzbek stores and restaurants serve people from former Eastern Bloc and Soviet countries rather than Uzbekistan. I'm originally from Bulgaria and speak Russian, and there are Bulgarian products at a store called Tashkent Market. What kind of salad? It's a very simple salad, but something about the way they make it is just chef's kiss. It's sliced tomato, cucumber and radish, dressed with olive oil, and topped with feta cheese crumbles. I definitely thought this story was going to a way grosser place than it did. Thank Jeebus for that. What a ID, right? I was nervous the entire time! Exclamation mark. I was nervous thinking you were gonna say you caught a stomach bug or realized they sneezed in it.